Bannister, are you in here? Ripper's the one who kills homosexuals, huh?
That's the one. Yes, all right. By these people, do you mean homosexual?
Who else?
Okay, 7. 1275, 13T62, Roger, William, 6 Paul, John Zebra.
3216 Los Feliz. Say male.
There is a traffic warrant.
6 Mary 2. Continuing. Say male. 45 years, 5'11", 190 pounds.
Charlie 75, Roger. 13U3, 13U3, 484 report. 2000 South Alameda.
Mr. Bannister? Mr. Bannister, are you in here?
Doug? Looks like we got another Ripper. Yeah. 7245 Larkin. Yeah, I'll meet you there.
The Ripper's the one who kills homosexuals, huh?
That's the one. I'll be late. Very late.
Well, if I'm asleep, wake me.
Don't I always?
You in charge?
What do you got for me?
Man, it's like a slaughterhouse in there. We didn't touch him. We didn't have to.
Make me out a report anyway.
Right.
Same MO as the other two. Well, the lab boys will be here any minute. Tell Jack to let them in and get them started. And watch where they put their feet.
Jack?
Yeah.
The lab boys are going to be here in a minute. Make sure they watch where they step and get a second unit started on the interviews.
Right.
How do you want to work it?
You talk, all right.
Victim, Male Caucasian, age 20, 25. Get overlaps on everything, Bob. Close-ups on the obvious. Doug, you got the chalk?
Huh? Chalk. Yeah.
You mark the body when you're finished, all right?
Sarge?
Oh, Hallett, would you please tell this flatfoot to let me in?
Let him in.
Let in.
You make a lot of trouble for me, you know that, don't you? Where is it? Oh.
The presser downstairs, strand at the leash.
Will you tell your partner? I'll hold him outside. I'll be down in a minute.
Right.
Matt? Richard Steele, Harold Madden, Nancy Morton. What do you got?
The return address on the envelope. In the valley. Mrs. Myra Bannister.
Dear son, love mom.
Well,
Keep it.
there are two things I can tell you for sure. He's dead, and he didn't commit suicide. You quote me.
Yeah, same MO, huh?
Exactly. Newspapers are going to love it. Jack the Ripper, victim number 3. Ain't we got fun?
Funny man.
Occupational hazard, Doug. Bob, a pair of cowboy boots in there that are a bigger size than the other shoes. See, the lab gets them. It's time for prints, Doug. Have them dust everything. And then when you're finished, call up a coroner. I'm going down top of the manager.
He was such a nice young man. Quiet. You know, no trouble.
Mm-hmm. Could you tell me about his friends?
Well, he only had one that I ever really saw. He was young like Mr. Bannister, only big.
Did you ever hear his name?
Tex. That's all, just Tex.
Can you describe him?
Well, like I said, he was big. He was over 6 feet. Light-colored hair. I think blue eyes. 20 or 21.
Did he wear cowboy boots?
Well, yes. Do you think he was the one who ran out? Killer?
I don't know, Mrs. Money. Could be, could be.
Here, hey, another Ripper, Sarge?
No, I wouldn't put any labels to it, boys.
The medical examiner said that you were their prime suspect. Can we quote him, Matt?
If you want.
like the other one, Sarge?
Well, there are certain similarities.
Between the two murders, you coroner, come right on in. Coroner.
Who is he?
Well, his name is Roy Bannister. The victim's name. About 20 years old, lived here in the building, a tenant. He was strangled and stabbed multiply. His body was mutilated. We do have a suspect and a possible suspect, and we are looking for him.
You expect a quick arrest then, right, Matt?
Well, we always expect quick arrest.
Sounds familiar.
All right, boys. All right, if you just have a little patience when we're through up there, well, we'll let you come up and take your pictures. But none of the body, okay?
Why?
You'll see why.
Matt, just one more.
We make the notifications and then wrap it up for the night, okay?
Yeah. You know all those magazines or whatever up there?
Yeah, Body Beautiful and the Movie Fan.
Yeah. 100 at least, with one exception. A high fashion from this month. It just didn't fit.
Cowboy boots, high fashion magazine, and a dead guy. Well, maybe it'll add up to something.
What's the address again?
1020 Ilex Street.
Hey, did she find something she liked?
Who?
Sheila, your fiancée, remember? Did she find a rock she liked?
Oh, no. No rocks, no. She picked out a match set of twin bands, gold. I wonder how many kids she's got.
What, Sheila?
No, not Sheila. No. The victim's mother, Mrs. Bannister. You know, I suppose it's tough losing a kid when you've got a dozen, but the women with one always seem to take it the hardest.
Can understand that. Especially when the only one you have winds up a dead fag.
A dead son.
Yeah?
Mr. Bannister?
No, I'm a friend of Mrs. Bannister's.
Would I talk to her?
What you do, rob a supermarket?
No, nothing like that. Is she in?
I'll get her. Hey, didn't I tell you? You know who's out there now?
Who?
You know, the cops. The cops are here.
What are the cops here for?
How do I know? But what do you think they're here for except for him? What did I tell you about him and his friends, huh? Huh?
Roy.
Huh?
What is it?
Miss Bannister?
Yes.
Would you like to sit down, Miss Bannister?
Is it trouble with Roy? Is it my baby?
Yes, it's about Roy, ma'am.
Told you. How'd it be?
Well, what is it about Roy, please?
Well, your son is dead, Mrs. Bannister. I'm sorry.
He's dead.
He was killed tonight in his apartment. We don't know by who yet.
The kid never was anything but trouble. Oh, it's trouble. This place never was good enough for him and his friends. I told you that sooner or later something like this was...
Shut up!
And
You shut up, do you hear me?
All right, yeah.
He was my son. It's the only thing I ever had in my entire life. I always tried to do everything I could for him, you know. I brought him up without a father and, you know.
Sure, I understand, Miss Bannister. Well, we won't bother you anymore tonight. But, we'll be in touch. Again, I'm terribly sorry.
Can I see him?
Well, yes, certainly, of course, why not? But tomorrow, if that'll be all right, I'll make the arrangements. Good night.
With a home like that, no wonder the kid ended up a fag. That's one hell of a jump to a conclusion, wouldn't you say?
You saw her?
She wouldn't mother a child, she'd smother a child.
I didn't know you had a license to practice psychiatry.
You don't have to have a license to figure that out. I'll just be so glad when this whole thing is wrapped up.
You think the difference is because the victims are gay, right?
Yeah, maybe I do.
There's no difference, Doug. There is no difference. There are the murdered and those who murder. And then there are idiots like us in between who try to separate them and keep it from happening.
You know, you should write a book.
Well, if I did, pal, I got a hunch that you wouldn't read it.
Matt?
What would you do if it wasn't?
I'd call a cop.
You got one. I thought the sun was going to be up before I got back to you.
You want a drink?
No, I think I just want to go to bed.
Well, I won't fight that. Matt, did you realize that the lease is up on this apartment at the end of the month?
No. Has it been that long?
Yeah.
Well, then we'll renew the lease here, or we'll renew the lease in my place, or whatever you want.
Would you like a house, Matt?
A house? Do I got to decide right now, tonight? House. What about you? You want one?
Oh, I don't know. Well, I guess when we picked up the rings, I just sort of got to thinking about it, and I just thought I'd throw it out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If you want a house, we'll get a house, okay? I should be able to get one through my GI. Although I don't know whether they had it during the Civil War.
Well, you're in great shape for a Civil War vet.
Yeah, we were a tough old bunch, we were. I don't know, a lot comes with a house, though, you know. I mean, mortgage and taxes and plumbing and paint and lawn and repairs. The kids need a house, don't they?
Matt, I'm not pressing you about it. I really wouldn't.
I'm not angry. It's very natural. But I spend most of my life, I mean, those hours away from you, out on the street. And there are some kids in those streets.
I don't know, baby. I just don't know.
You are really tired, aren't you?
Not too.
You sure you don't need the car? I could take the bus.
No. The city will provide, at least until we find our fruit killer.
Why are you so tough on him?
I'm not tough on him. I've been working day and night trying to find out who's carving up who. Sounds like you've been taking lessons from Hallett. I know I shouldn't have let you get a job, baby. First thing I know, I'm going to have an emancipated woman with ideas of her own on my hands.
You already do have, baby.
Anything with those names you found?
A couple of addresses through the phone company.
Yeah, we'll check them out this morning. What about texts?
I had Hector Ramirez out getting a description from the landlady before breakfast. He's doing a sketch now. We'll get it out as soon as he's finished.
What about prints?
Prince, yeah. Well,
We found about 70 of them in the apartment. The lab says they don't have enough points to check out on most of them. And those that do apparently belong to Bannister. We'll try to identify the other ones and stack them up against the names on the list we found in the apartment.
Okay. Sounds like you're on top of everything. I needn't tell you, push like hell.
There's always a joy in the morning.
what do we see first?
First? Matt. Yeah. Hello. Oh, yeah, Charlie, okay. Yeah, thanks, we'll be there. I'll talk to you at 11. Well, let's see, who do we see first? Let's start with the guys, Richard Steele.
I only knew Roy very slightly.
Were you ever in his apartment?
Never. I talked with him at a bar a few times.
Where was that?
Roman Zoll. It's on 3rd Street.
I know it.
Roy trusted me. I saw him there just last week.
What did he talk about?
Himself, mostly. It was apparent to me that he was having a lot of difficulty dealing with his homosexuality. He hoped I could help him.
What are you, a psychiatrist?
No, I'm a psychologist. And I'm also gay. I encouraged him to talk to me anytime he felt like it. I wanted him to realize it. He didn't have to accept all that guilt that people put on our heads. He was going to get back to me. But he never did.
Did you ever meet any of his friends? One in particular named Tex. Oh, 6 feet or so, blondish hair, probably wore cowboy boots.
No, I never met any of his friends.
Did he tell you where he worked?
Well, he did mention he had an interview coming up with a photo magazine. Some sort of modeling.
Any names?
No. I'm sorry.
Yeah, just tell me how a fag is going to be helped by a fag psychiatrist.
No, not a psychiatrist. He's a psychologist.
Yeah. What's the difference?
Got to get the facts straight. You don't get the facts straight, you don't solve the crimes. You don't solve the crimes, the streets belong to the animals. The jungle takes over.
That's very true, Commissioner. Let's put out an APB and go code 3.
There you go. What was the name of that magazine you found up in your apartment?
High Fashion. 15422 South Hampshire.
Yes, very good, very good.
Time of death checked out pretty close, about 10:30. Strangulation, asphyxia.
What about the cutthroat?
Postmortem just like the other two, Matt. So were the rest of the mutilations. I'll tell you, he didn't feel a thing.
Any evidence of sexual contact before death?
No, none at all. Just like the others.
We'll need a complete toxicological exam, too.
All right, I'll draw the blood this afternoon.
That's all we need for now.
Okay.
Now, these people just don't kill each other. They mutilate the corpse after.
Sick. Yeah, it's sick, all right. By these people, do you mean homosexual?
Who else?
Did it ever occur to you, Doug, that the Ripper may not be gay? I mean, he could be a straight, upstanding heterosexual just like you and me. Except that he's a homophobe.
A homophobe?
Yeah, homophobe. Somebody who's convinced himself that he hates homosexuals. And that hate allows him to carve them up afterwards. Of course, on the other hand, he could be a latent homosexual. Got you real confused now, haven't I?
Thank you, Jane. This is our current personnel list. I don't know whether it'll help you or not, but naturally, I pretty much represent the business side of the operations here. The kind of hiring you're interested in is handled by the head of the photo section, Mr. Ross.
Would the names of the people who were hired for modeling be on here?
It's doubtful. These are all regular employees, I believe.
Could we talk to the head of the photo section?
Sure, I'll take you there myself. See if we can't get some action for you.
Pretty, Jackie. Right. Lots of teeth. Okay, with the hood now. With the hood. Beautiful, beautiful. This is the one. This is it. Beautiful. All right, come over here. Beautiful, beautiful. This is the one. Serious. Great, great. Okay, try with your glasses. Now with the hood. Beautiful, beautiful. Angry, angry. Pretty, Jackie. Right. Lots of teeth. Serious. Good, good. Try the hood now, Jackie. Come on. This is it. Beautiful. Okay, Jackie. Lots of teeth. Let's go. Pretty.
No, I don't think so. Let's try it without the wig first.
Good. This is the one. This is it. Okay. Try the glasses. Pretty.
Most of our models, male and female, are supplied by agencies. We use very few freelancers.
Yes, but you do
Lots of teeth.
use freelancers sometimes, don't you, Mr.
This
Ross?
is it. Okay. Try the glasses.
Sure. The file's right over here. Social security numbers and all that. I know Roy Bannister. But I'd remember him by description anyway. That's my business. He has never worked here.
Charles, couldn't he have done one day while you were out on location?
No way. I check every model out myself.
Sure you do. What about a young guy that's over 6 feet tall with sandy hair, blue eyes, affects Western clothing? You know, the jeans, the boots, nicknamed Tex.
We are a fashion magazine. I assure you, we don't hire cowboys. No.
I'm sorry.
Well, I guess it was a long shot. Thank you very much.
Tried calling the room several times before I talked to the clerk.
Well, it's no problem at all, ma'am. Your first visit to the city?
No, my husband comes here quite frequently. I try to come with him 3 or 4 times. That's funny. The do not disturb sign is still on the door.
Well, that's not so unusual. All you have to do is flip the card over for maid service, and then a lot of people forget to.
Thank you.
I'll just take your bags right on in.
Thank you.
Oh, my God.
What is it?
Don't go in there, ma'am. Please, I'm telling you, don't go in there.
What are you talking about?
Matt, the lab has some interesting stuff here. They found some metabolical end waste product on those cowboy boots. And here's the M.O. Bolton, including Hector's drawing. We sent it out like he said. Oh, and also the lab said they didn't find any prints on it at night, just smudges.
Maybe Tex is a real cowboy after all. How is possible? Check out all the dude ranches, working ranches, riding stables in the area. Use all the men you need, huh?
Right.
Robbery homicide, Howard. Where? Yeah, has divisional homicide started rolling on this yet? Yeah, we're on our way. Tex is both the Ripper and the cowboy. Yeah, he's riding the range again. Credit card, driver's license, business letters, even some matches. Roman's all. Isn't that the bar where Roy Bannister met Dr. Steele?
I'm glad to see that you read the reports. What about notifications?
Yeah. Well, the wife walked right into the middle of it. She was supposed to meet her husband here at the hotel. Where's she now? The room down the hall, 704. We had the hotel doctor take a look at her.
We have to know about your husband's trips to town, who we saw.
Business associates. He always made an itinerary and list. I get it for you.
Well, that would be helpful. Thank you very much. Mrs. Delaney, do you know where your husband went in the evenings when he was here?
I understand why you have to ask me that, but my husband loved me. We have 2 beautiful children whom he adored. There were no other women in his life.
Ms. Delaney, the method used to take your husband's life is identical with the method used in several other unsolved murders here in this area. Now, there's been headline coverage by all the newspapers, TV news programs have covered it in great detail. Surely you must be aware of it.
But the victims in those other murders were homosexuals. That was the implication.
That's correct.
You're lying! That's not... There must be some kind of a mistake. Some terrible, ghastly mistake. I was his wife. I'm a woman. I would know. I would know.
We'll see you tonight. Gentlemen?
Afternoon. You ever see him in here?
I don't remember him. But by 7, we're wall to wall in here. He could have been.
Well, what about someone in here that might remember him?
Over there in the booth. Fred. Nobody comes in here that he doesn't know, sooner or later.
Cowboy. He was here once with Roy.
How well did you know Bannister?
Not well at all.
Why is that? The bartender says you know everybody.
Well, Roy was out of his class here. He was more the beer and pretzel type.
What about the cowboy? Was he the beer and pretzel type, too?
Yes, both of them were.
Well, what? Hustlers?
The cowboy, maybe. Not Roy.
Like you. You just happen to know everybody.
Look, what does he want from me?
What did Roy and the cowboy talk about?
Oh, Roy did most of the talking. About some big deal he had going.
Big deal? With who?
I don't remember. I think it's probably some guy I saw Roy with the last time.
What do you look like?
I don't know.
You don't know. You just happen to know all the beer and pretzels type, even the high-class guys that come in here.
And the leather boys and the old aunties. Do I have to say it all?
No, you don't have to say anything. The only thing you have to tell us is what the guy looked like that came in here with Roy Bannister.
I told you. Hey, what is this? Oh, you're looking for a snitcher. Well, as I understand it, if a snitch gives you something, he gets something in return. Well, what do I get?
I'll tell you what you get. You'll get a ride down to the morgue, so you can see what your friend Roy looks like now. You know, the beer and pretzels type? You can see what he looks like now, or at least what's left of him.
Look, I told you I don't remember. Except that he was older with a blonde beard, a weirdo.
Where would Roy find a man like that?
The cornucopia, I remember that now.
Hey, what was that all about? Your personal crusade against all the gay people in the world?
So I lost my temper.
So you lost your temper. Suppose they ever go to internal affairs, huh? You had everybody in the joint there looking at us. Now, if there were an investigation, you'd have one witness on your side, providing, of course, I'm not brought up on charges.
We found out most of what he knows anyway, right?
I don't think so. I don't think so at all. I think he finally told us just about what he decided to tell us in the first place.
All right, word from now.
There was one girl's name on that notebook.
I suppose I've been expecting this visit, gentlemen, ever since we learned about Roy's death. Roy and Nancy went together all through high school.
Where is Nancy, Mr. Morton?
She's upstairs studying.
I would like to ask her a few questions, if you don't mind.
But she hadn't seen Roy for 3 years.
Any reason, Mr. Morton?
I think you know the reason, Sergeant. I don't want to sound like a narrow-minded fool. I bought Roy his first football, coached the teams he played on.
Well, you must have done a good job.
You mean with the teams or with Roy?
Well, maybe both.
No. See, Roy could have gone on to college, played pro football, maybe a fine passer. A kid like that, you know, he never had a father. It kind of pulled for him.
And if he let you down?
I found him in the locker room with another student. He was going with my Nancy, and he never came through that door again. Nancy never saw him again, on my orders. And I didn't give her very many orders. Well, he's dead now. That's all in the past.
But the man who killed Roy isn't dead. He isn't in the past.
I was coming up to get you, Nancy, but I've already explained to the officers that you hadn't seen Roy in almost 3 years.
But that doesn't mean that...
Doesn't mean what, Nancy?
Well, what Nancy means is that she's just as anxious as any of us are to catch Roy's killer. Isn't that right, Nancy?
Well, we all want that.
Yes, of course. We're trying to make a list of Roy's friends, people he knew, worked with, hung around with.
Well, I'm sorry I couldn't help you.
Well, you never know what's important, Nancy. I mean, any little piece of information just might help.
You've seen one gay bar, you've seen them all.
Yeah, well, here we go again.
We could hardly believe it when we got the destination call. Say, what was the name of that poor girl you were going to marry?
Oh, you're funny, you know. You're really funny. You got a great sense of humor. Yeah. What do you got?
We got a positive ID on a set of prints we got from Bannister's apartment. Harold Madden, age 22, born in Corsicana, Texas. He does our jobs around rodeos.
Good old Tex. The last one on our list. All right, now I want you to run an identification on him. His family, his background, everything you can find, right? I want it thorough, but I want it fast.
Okay, have fun. Sorry we can't join you.
Roy was all right. We had dinner a few times, talked. He was mixed up, though, about himself. What he was. He was ambitious, though. Wanted to get a foot up in acting or modeling. I guess he thought I could help him.
Did you?
Well, I did try to get him a modeling assignment at Abbott's.
What happened?
Well, I set it up, but he never showed. And when I asked him about it, he acted very mysterious. Said he had something better going.
Are you sure that he never showed up at Abbott's?
Yes. Why?
He didn't say what he had going that was better.
No.
Do you have any idea what it might have been?
I just presumed that he had met somebody in a position to set him up with a big score of some kind. Job, money, who knows?
Big score, job, money. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Look, I really wish I could have been more help. I'm truly sorry about Roy.
So are we. Thank you.
Doesn't make sense.
What?
Jacqueline. With all she's got going for her, or could.
I suppose she's got what she wants.
Matt, I don't care what you say. It's a waste.
Maybe she's just trying to work out her own life, like everybody else.
I liked her.
Can't you still like her?
Myers and Murray just found out he has a brother who works here, so we called you and rolled on it. So far, we've observed 2 men moving around inside. One of them sure fits Harold Mann's description.
Do they know they're spotted?
I hope not. If they do, they're sitting it out.
All right, let's take them. There he is, that's him.
Hold it, police officers! Cut him off that way! Don't shoot him, we need him alive!
The door was shut. Unlocked. I just went in.
And?
You know how I found him?
Tex, you gotta say it. You gotta tell me with words.
He was in the bedroom. I saw him. On the floor.
Now, you sure you didn't see him first in the living room?
No.
No? You argued?
No, we didn't argue. He was in the bedroom. I saw him there. All cut up.
What'd you do then?
I don't know. I don't know.
Did you scream?
Maybe. I don't know. Poor Roy.
Bob. Take him back. All right, Tex. Let's go. I may want to see him later.
You realize it's 6 o'clock?
Yeah, I know it's 6. Why don't you go on home? It's going to be a rough day tomorrow.
My wife's been waiting an hour already. How's Sheila?
She wants a kid.
Long day.
I'm sorry you had to wait.
Something important?
Yeah, we picked up our suspect.
You mean the murderer?
I mean, some kid who's so scared he's sick to death. We don't know if he did it or not.
Well, the other day you said that...
The other day I knew a lot more than I do now. At least I thought I did. The only thing I know tonight is that some of us have it a lot easier than others. A lot.
Robbery, homicide, Howard.
Yes, this is Nancy Morton calling. Do you remember me?
Well, of course I remember you, Nancy.
I'm at a friend's house. My father doesn't know I'm calling.
I understand.
I couldn't talk very well yesterday, but I have been seeing Roy.
Well, when did you last see him?
3 days ago. We were good friends. I just couldn't help him accept himself.
Did he ever talk to you about his work?
No, not much. But he had just met some rich guy who was going to do something for him. He was very excited when I picked him up.
Where did you pick him up?
It was outside a building at 15422 South Hampshire.
You listen to me carefully, Nancy. Did he ever mention at any time at all Abbott Fashion Press?
No, why?
Because that's the address you just gave me.
Now look, Sergeant, Jacqueline Ames may have arranged an interview for him, and he may have kept it, but he didn't talk to me. And after your visit the other day, I talked to almost everybody who does the preliminary screening on models, and they never heard of Roy Bannister.
Doesn't anybody there read the newspapers, Mr. Ross?
I'm sorry, Sergeant. I meant before his murder. And I didn't mean to lose my temper, but we're closed, and I would have missed this call altogether if Mr. Abbott hadn't caught me.
Yeah, okay. Listen, do you have a number where I can reach Jacqueline Ames?
I can only give you her model agency number. They're open at 9 in the morning.
Hi there, remember me?
I remember you and your friend.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that, I really am. Do you know a girl named Jacqueline Ames?
Slightly, she was in here earlier.
I guess I'll just wait around, maybe she'll come back.
Well, she and her girlfriend are gone.
Okay. Hey, I thought you didn't like gay. I thought you didn't like gay bars like this one.
You all have moved?
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah. How the drinks here?
Terrible.
You looking for somebody too?
No.
Hey. What's the bartender's name?
Look, I haven't the faintest idea. I'm leaving.
No.
Hello?
Hi, baby, it's me.
Where on earth are you?
Oh, I'm just standing here in a gay bar killing time.
Huh. Well, better to find out now than after we're married.
Actually, I'm looking for a girl. Rather pretty girl, as a matter of fact.
Have you been drinking?
No, I've been talking to a young man who's been looking around here trying to find somebody, but who said he wasn't looking for anybody at all.
Oh. Well, I'll amend the question. How much have you been drinking?
Listen, Wise Owl. About what we were talking about the other night.
Matt, I'm not pressing you on that.
No, I gotta press myself on it. I could say that I don't want to have a kid because of the numbers on my birth certificate.
You mean it?
I mean 3/16/28. I'm 45 years old. By the time the kid's 15, wanted to play catch, I'd be 60.
Maybe we could have a girl and then she wouldn't mind so much.
Yeah, well, it's got to be one or the other. Maybe. Now, I guess what I'm really trying to say is that I don't know whether I can accept responsibility or not. I'm here in a bar full of homosexuals. They're somebody's kids, somebody's pain. All day long, I process narcotics, addicts, pushers, hookers, thieves, and winos. Not necessarily in that order.
Matt, you know it better than I do. That's 2% of the population. I mean, the odds are 50 to 1. Well, Matt, we all take chances in life. I mean, you're taking a chance on me.
No, not you. You're the sure thing.
Oh, Matt, I love you.
Goodbye. So what do you want, kid?
Hallett.
Matt, where are you?
I'm in the shower.
Okay. They found another one. It looks like the Ripper.
Where?
Just around the corner from the cornucopia. 1140 Adams.
Okay. You got an idea?
Not yet. Why?
I'm on my way. I gotta go. We're gonna have a kid.
What did you say?
I said we're gonna have a kid. Take a chance, see what happens.
Boy or a girl?
I haven't made up my mind yet. You ready? Here we go. I was talking to him earlier tonight. He was waiting for somebody. I knew it. I knew it. I even saw the guy with the blonde beard and the mustache. I was looking for him. I lost him.
Let's Tex off the hook.
Yeah.
Who found him?
The guy in the next apartment. He said he heard an argument, what sounded like a fight, so he banged on the door. I guess he scared the killer away. Anyway, he didn't have time to finish his usual knife job, so we're only 25 minutes behind him for once.
Yeah, well, we'll get started in the other rooms first.
Right.
Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. What do you got?
Wonder what happened to the rest of this mustache.
Come on. Well, what do we got here? All right. Well, isn't that pretty? Read it to him, Doug.
You have the right to remain silent.
I don't need to hear that. I've exercised my rights.
What rights are those?
I'm not even surprised that you asked. Since you so obviously failed in your own responsibilities.
Oh, we failed, huh?
You're arresting me, but you leave the streets full of those people whose continued existence offends the purity of nature. Narcotics addicts, homosexuals, prostitutes.
What about the halt and the lame and the blind? Would you eliminate them, too?
Yes. As painlessly as possible, of course.
What about Roy Bannister?
Oh, I saw the sick vanity, the cheap desire for easy money. When I suggested to him he might be able to live very well, without even the need for modeling. His eyes lit up. I know decadence when I see it, Sergeant.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you do understand how we felt.
You'll go to hell.
Until I saw that phony piece of mustache, it didn't dawn on me that the man with the long hair, wandering night after night from gay bar to gay bar, might also be from Abbott Fashion Press. Bannister told Fred about the same thing that Abbott told us.
Yeah, enough anyway, so that he could blackmail him.
You know the book I told you ought to write?
Hmm?
I'd read it.
Maybe I'll get started on it during the honeymoon. And then after Sheila gets pregnant, she'll have time on her hands. She can type it up for me.
Pregnant?
Yeah. You gotta take a chance.
1311, stand by. Units on 2, Newton, stand by. 1311, go ahead. 30.